And a very warm welcome if you've just joined me on my channel, Nigel's View on Things. How you doing? How you keeping? Hope everybody's safe and sound where you are. I would just like to take a minute to thank all my new subscribers for joining me on my channel, and I'd like to thank all my old subscribers. Thank you very much for making the channel the way it is. And hey, all I'm doing is showing you there's objects in the sky and they shouldn't be caught on camera. Really, you're taking a picture of the sky, I would expect to see the sky, and not all of them are balloons, lens flares, dirt, smudges, whatever you like. You make your own minds up, you're adults. Let's very quickly just talk about the 23rd. Let's clear this up. I never actually made a prediction that the world was going to end. If I could do that, I would have won the lottery, I'm just saying, and been extremely rich. But hey, go figure. But can I talk about September the 23rd very quickly, which everybody might have missed. Some of you might have heard that Iran fired an ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile. So North Korea have missiles they're firing off, ICBMs, and also now Iran. What's that going to lead to? That's all I'm saying. Right, let's get on with having a look at the pictures. Arctic Village South, 205 degrees. Date on the video, Saturday 16th of September 2017. We're going to be looking at the same object, two cameras. Let's flick through them. And if you look at this picture, you can see in the background we've got a chemtrail haze, silver background. You need to look out your window, you can see that yourself, you don't need to look at pictures. It's just there in the sky every single day, every single night. And as we flick through, we get to see this object here, and we're going to be having a look at this object here very closely in a minute. And yeah, nothing in our skies, of course there's not. And we can see our sun and sun simulator coming through, and it seems to be interacting with something just there. And as we click through, you can see just here there's something starting to appear, and it seems to be travelling with our sun and sun simulator. And you can see that our sun and sun simulator is now interacting. What it is, I'm not rightly too sure. You've still got this object here, and this follows the sun through the sky. Is it a refraction, or I'll possibly think it is a projected image of some type of description, because they're running through a lensing system like I've said before, and it inevitably hides what they're doing, but it doesn't because it comes out on the camera. Can we see this? I don't think we can see this. Could we possibly see this object here? Not rightly too sure. I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you. What we got to understand, if I'm taking a picture yet again, like I said before, of the sky, I don't expect to see anything else apart from birds and aircraft and possibly a UFO, but they don't exist, do they? No, of course not. Right, as we click through the pictures, we can see that something starts to happen just down here, and this is part of this lens flare here, which is a very strange lens flare, and I think I've caught before. It doesn't actually look like a bulb of any type or description. It looks like something totally different. We got like I say, this object here, but it seems to run through here, and there's another object there, it runs all the way through there, and you can see it just there, and you can see it just there, and you can see it there, and there. And this, and for me, this looks like our sun simulator, and the red around the sun. Hey, go figure. Also, I just noticed just here we got 1, 2, and a third one over here. Is that a TRB3 sort of craft or whatever? Like I say, the pictures are every 10 minutes. I maybe forgot to mention that. I'll leave the links in the description box down below, so it's easy for everybody to find. Oh, listen to the rain. But you can see that there's a big white disc here, and on one side of that big white disc we got this red here, and we got this strange lens flare here. And you can see that they're chemtrailing, and we've got an object just there off camera, and we still got this object going across here. This definitely looks very, very strange, and I'll show you a picture. I caught this, and is this the same object that we're looking at here? You've got to ask yourself. And you can see that this object here has now become domed, and we got that white object just here, and we got this lens flare here. Chemtrailing don't exist, do they? Let's have a look at this object just here. Well, here's a zoomed in version of this object. Let's have a look at it as it comes through the sky. The first thing we need to notice, it's very, very red around the outside. I've caught this a few times, and I've caught this while it's been red. As it goes through the sky, you can notice it seems to transform, and for me that tells me it's running through a lensing system. It's like watching a kaleidoscope, and it becomes very, very pixelated. It looks like it's in a box, to be truthful. And all of a sudden it suddenly starts to take form, and this is the picture I would like to stop it on. Like I said, this is being red, and we'll have a look at a couple of pictures in a second. But if you notice up here how red this is, it's extremely red. You've got an object just there, we've got an object in the centre, and we've got objects all the way round. It just reminds me of something. Let's have a look at these other pictures before I show you what I think it might be. Kirk South, Saturday, 4th of March 2017, and we can see that we've got this object here. Everything looks absolutely fine. Of course it does. Yeah, very, very red in the sky, very, very red on the snow. Let's zoom in. Yeah, it's very, very hard to see. Let's have a look at the next picture, and this is from Cake South, Saturday the 4th of March 2017. I've caught this many, many times, and let's zoom in and have a look at this. And this is a little bit more pronounced, as you can see there. We've got our red object, and in our clip it's a white object, but it's the same object. So let's take a closer look at this object. As we can see, this object is red, ours is white. I think they're exactly the same object. We've got the object in the centre, we've got all these objects around the outside, and this object reminds me of something. I've seen this before, I actually made a video about it, but let's have a look at the pictures. Credit to NASA for the next two pictures that we're going to look at, because they took these pictures, and the picture you're looking at now is of the planet Eris. And you can see that we've got an object in the centre, we've got objects running around the outside. And only two pictures have been taken of this planet. To me, looking at this picture, and this is the second picture that they've taken, you can see in the centre we've got our object, and we've got objects running around the outside. But more importantly, we have this object here, and this appears to be a mirror image of what we've just seen. Let's put all the pictures together and have a look. I think you can agree these objects all look identical. But that, for me, is my own opinion. Is that at all possible? Let's go to Wikipedia and have a look at what they say. Links in the description box down below, so it's easy for everybody to find, so you can find this page. Eris minor planet designation 136199. Eris is the most massive and second largest dwarf planet known in our solar system. Eris was discovered in January 2005. Palomar Observatory base team led by Mike Brown. Mike Brown is Pluto killer, and its identity was verified later that year in September 2006 and was named after Eris, the Greek goddess of strife and discord. Very strange. Among the known bodies of the solar system, Eris is the 9th most massive, directly orbiting the Sun, and the 16th most massive overall. Because 7 moons are more massive than all known dwarf planets. 7 moons, yeah, okay. It's also the largest which has not yet been visited by a spacecraft. Eris was measured to be 2,326 kilometres, that is 1,445 miles in diameter. Eris's mass is about 0.27 of the Earth, about 27% more than dwarf planet Pluto, although Pluto is slightly larger in volume. Eris is a trans-Neptune object, TNO, and a member of a high eccentricity population known as the scattered disk. It has one known moon, Dysomnia. As of February 2016, its distance from the Sun was 96.3 astronomical units. I've got to point this out, because Eris appeared to be larger than Pluto. NASA initially described it as the solar system's 10th planet, Planet X. So the only way we could actually see this, because it's trans-Neptunian, would be if it's travelling through space and coming our direction, or the object they're trying to hide is in that sort of general direction and it's being picked up by the lensing system. But I've got to say, to me it looks very, very similar. Not to say it is, but I'm just saying, is this at all possible? Anyway, let's get on with the next bit of the video. Fort Yukon South, 170 degrees, Saturday 16th of September 2017. Same date on the video, just a different camera. It looks exactly the same. We've got the chemtrail haze in the background and our light blue skies. We got this object that goes through just exactly the same on the other camera. Big explosion of light, as it always seems to. And then we got this object. This object here on this camera verifies what we were looking at on the other camera, so it must be there. And you can see it travelling with our sun and sun simulator as it comes over. We got this object yet again travelling, so it verifies yet again exactly what we're looking at. And just here, this appears. They tried to chemtrail it out of existence. You missed that one, boys, but it is still there. This is not a lens flare, smudge, whatever. We've got interaction going on there, and yeah, it's travelling with our sun. But there's nothing in the sky. It must be a lens flare, of course. Yeah, not a problem with that. It's for you to make your own minds up. It's not for me to tell you what it is. I'm sure you're old enough to have your own opinions, that's for sure. Anyway, zoomed in version, let's have a look, and we get the big explosion of light, as you can see over here, and boom, we got this object here. This one is quite interesting because it has a massive big crater. Lens flares don't have craters, just pointing that out. Is this a lens of some type of description? I'm going to say no, because normally when we see a lens we get two lines that run round the whole outside, and this doesn't have that at all. And what I've done, I've shortened this so it's not so long. But you can clearly see you got the object appear just there as the sun goes through the sky. Missed that one with the chemtrails, didn't you, boys? And if you want to verify what I'm showing next to the sun, please pop over to this channel, Identify This. Does some outstanding work, highly recommended. Please pop over, subscribe, say hello. And from many different cameras all over the world, this one's from Greece. You can clearly see it. There's an object just here. And yeah, as she says, the sky speaks for itself. But that's all I've got for you now. Much love, much peace, and I'll catch you next time.